Hello and welcome to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Good to be back in the studio this week. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the card of racing this weekend at Rosehill Gardens. Hopefully some nice New Year betting to come your way, still on some nice summer racing tracks. And Mike, we need to find some winners. That'll come later, but tell you what, mate, you can't look anywhere without looking at these sales at the moment. You putting a few bids in, mate?
Oh, maybe not. Magic Millions should be the Magic Zillions. There's so much money in the betting ring as well. On Saturday, so many bets going forward. The prize money's big and the horses are going for big money as well. And like you say, Stu, so good to be back in the studio. No 3- and 5-year-olds knocking on the door. I can just relax, focus on the races for the next 20 minutes and hopefully find some winners.
Yeah, very true, mate. Oh, they're winners up north, and well, I just want to find a few winners on the track, mate. Hopefully a few running around this month, so we'll need a little bit of luck. But look, this Sydney track, Sean Patterson, I saw the preview this morning, 6 weeks. The track's had a freshen up. It's not all about the horses, Mike.
No, the track looks good, I've heard, and look, the forecast is rail true. Track conditions good. And positioning run fair. There was a bit of rain around Sydney this afternoon, Thursday afternoon, but most of them missed the track, I think. And most of the weather's quite hot the next 2 days, Stu.
True, good and fair. All right, well, this looks like a nice race card.
Shifting wind.
You had to put that in. I like it. Okay, so 9 races out here, Mike. We start off with the sprint. We come home with the Rosehill Bowling Club handicap. I've been there a few times after the races.
Well, some big bets up in the Magic Millions this weekend. So we're going to play some bets on the show tonight. We're choosing 5 key races and we're going to pot some favourites on the show. Races 2, races 4, and the key races 7, 8 and 9 for us.
Okay, so early and we come home late with the last 3 legs of the quaddie there. So let's kick things off. Race 2, as we saw, over 1,100 metres. And as we have a look at the market here, it is the Bopper. That is the $2 favourite, resuming, building a good record now, winning 3 from its 4 starts, including the listed Brian Crowley in the spring. Showed good intent in his latest trial. Talia on the second line, $3.10. $2 into $1.95 fresh when second behind Snap Dancer. More progression to come, given an easy trial since. We've got Lashes on the third line, $6.50. Made good ground from the back, fresh over 1,000 metres. Then obviously bolted in its trial as well. And Bulletin, interesting runner, $8.50. The ex-USA runner, ridden out in latest trial. But I'd say we've got Speed Map and Progression as 2 of the big key factors in this race, Mike.
Yeah, when we talked about potting some favourites, there's 2 strong favourites. Which one are we going to pot? Let's have a look and look at the Bopper. First up, last preparation. If you backed him, it's a tough watch. He was well into the red. He got the lead at Canterbury, so you thought it was all over. And it was only midweek level, but Black Magnum just pipped him, didn't he, Stu?
He did this day, so I guess we've got to ask Mike, how does that Black Magnum form stack up going into this weekend?
Probably not good enough, but he might have improved during the break, and obviously he did win next start in listed level.
Okay, so we know Tailleur has come back as well for Godolphin, and well, a few of these that we're looking at on Saturday have come through a nice little trial run, and well, this went forward this date and showed that word we like, Mike. That's intent.
Intent, and the first trial was only okay, and then it went into its first up run, and apparently in the yard it wasn't quite fit enough.
Okay.
And it ran okay, just beat Starla, which is probably not the strongest form again, but it's had a little tick over trial in between. This is a lovely, lovely trial. Look at her in the yard on Saturday. She could be much better.
All right. Well, the market says these 2 favourites are going to be very hard to beat. So I don't know if it'll be these favourites that we're going to be potting because they're decent horses. But form-wise, Mike, who are we going to go with here to start our little mini race?
Well, the Bopper is such a hard form rating to race into last preparation because it was biased at Randwick. Talia first up run was just okay. Academy won a strong race in Crystal Breeze. Not too bad at the end of last prep too.
Okay, both these favourites are real winners as well. And of course, as we hit the first key factor here, Mike, track distance and conditions, a lot of gold spread across the page here.
Yeah, Lashes won't mind it, but just how well is she going compared to the Bopper and Talia, who should both like it?
Okay, small field, only 7 runners. Is where the speed map can sometimes just come into play and dictate the race.
And there's Bulletin who want to lead. I think Buck and Beauty's going to want to lead as well, and the Bopper doesn't mind leading, so maybe those horses tagging them, Talia and Lashes, get the gold bar now. Okay,
so Talia in a good spot, but the Bopper will be out in front. And look, they are both out in front on the ratings here, Mike. So these 2 favourites right there with Progression, as we said.
I'm worried about Bulletin after those trials. I'm worried about Academy back in distance and Crystal Breeze back in distance. The Bopper fresh should be good, can improve between preps. And Talia, like I said, watch the yard for her. I have not split these favourites, have I, Stu?
No, but the good thing is they've both jumped out by a few lengths there in our key factors. So we've got to bring all that in now because early in the day, we need a nice early fill up here, Mike. That's why we might have chosen this race. There might be a few favourites that we've potted later in the day, but this just tells me that one of these favourites is going to win the race. Where are we going?
Well, yeah, this is the thing. It's probably a bet race, but you just got to go the right way. Lashes, the form lines are just okay. And like I said, the Bopper and Talia on a Thursday night, I can't split them. But the horses will tell you which one's better. I think in the yard, 10 minutes before jump time, that's when you want to be putting your money on. Talia on a Thursday night, if you have to have an early bet, but definitely waiting for the yard on Saturday.
Okay, plenty out there that might want to take the early odds. So it's Talia there for us in race number 2. As we skip along now to race number 4, the second we're going to have a look at. We're out to the 2,000 metres, benchmark 78 handicap, and we've got Criminal Code on top here in the betting at $3.70. On the back up from last week when he had his chance over the 1,800 metres. And of course, Harpo Marks right there as well, equal favourite. The Galileo gelding has had a solid preparation, winning twice for Rachel King. Now back in trip. Vadian, interesting runner here, $4.60 on the speed in all these Aussie runs. Little bit of the jury out on this horse, I think. Zakaz on the next line at $6. Lightly raced 6-year-old gelding up from Melbourne for Team Ma and Eustace. In the market, its last 3 starts as well. Out to Merlinite, $8.50, due for a change of luck after being bumped and blocked its last few. And then Spanish Point, $9.50, out in trip for the Frankel gelding now off his fighting run at big odds at Wyong. But my Criminal Code and Harpo Marks, the betting can't split them, so we'll better have a look at one of them.
Let's pot some favourites here. Come on, got to pot
This
a
is where
favourite.
it
Let's do it.
starts,
Harpo Marks. We're going to pot the horse and we're going to give a big green tick to Rachel King, who is flying. She's a fantastic jockey and she always pulls the right rein. This is a fair tempo with a long sprint home. CJ Graham got it all wrong in Trevelyan, the leader. You can't tell. You have to look at the sectionals. They just went way too hard, way too early, 1,000 metres out. Harpo Marks trailed the speed, got a nice trail into the race, came to the outside, and if it didn't win this race, it won't win the race on Saturday.
Okay, so this was its race. Although it's had to win this prep, this was its race.
Everything that could go right went right.
Okay, all right. What about Merlinite this day? We can see it sort of back in the pack there, Mike. And well, obviously, this is back in the 29th of August. This was its first go at Rosehill. It was a little bit deeper in the prep here, 4th up, but hey, here we are, Merlinite.
Well, yeah, it's solid, it's reliable, it's consistent. It's the same thing as reliable, isn't it? But it's a dry track. A last start, just bumped on the turn at Canterbury on a soft track, and that track was softer than I thought it was at Canterbury, so you can probably forgive that run. It's his last preparation, dry Rosehill, jagged way, way back in a big field, running on hard with Court Show to its outside. This is a weak race on Saturday, and that form would just about win this race.
Okay, and that's a horse that's been racing well already this preparation. So let's have a look here. Race number 4. We'll get this race started now, Mike, with the form. Harpo Marks has got that, and Vadian, well, it's been racing in better races than this.
Can you believe it? After watching those replays, Harpo Marks gets the gold bar. Yes, Criminal Code rock solid, and Vadian way back in grade. If you add it all up, it's gone by form, which probably beats most of these.
Okay, so Harpo Marks and Vadian on top here, Mike. Now, track distance and conditions. So here's where, would you all have wanted to put the favourite back a peg here?
Well, maybe, yeah, Harpo Marks testing 2,400 wet track back to a firmer, steady tempo dry track, 2,000 risky. Criminal Code should be okay, but Merlinite should love it. And Spanish Point, very keen last time up in distance, could be better this time. Okay,
so it could be a bit of a value race here. Merlinite out in front, Spanish Point there with the favourites, and well, we're just going to breeze over the speed map here over 2,000.
Small field, 2,000. I wish I knew whether Merlinite was going forward or back those two.
Don't you receive those trainer calls, mate. What about progression?
All data for me, mate. Vadian is the one. It's a robust type. I think it takes a lot of work, which you have to in the Waterhouse Botyard. I think it can still improve deep into its prep. Okay, yeah, still probably learning about that horse, aren't they? As I said, ex-UK horse, USA horse, I should say, they've picked up. So Vadian was on top there, equal as well. So let's have a look now, Mike. Race number 4, Vadian on top, Merlinite right there, very, very consistent. Harpo Marks, well, you said you wanted to pot it, mate, but it's only a length away. I know, and it can win. Rachel King's a great jockey, but look, 370 with 5 key chances. Nope, that is a lay for me for sure. Criminal Code, I think, will beat at home. It's rock solid. Spanish Point can do something as well. Vadian has been tailed off its last 2 starts, and I'm tipping it. Can you believe it? You have to look at the form ratings. It weighs up all right, but Merlinite's the each way play in the race for sure. Okay, I trust you've done your homework there on Vadian there in race number 4 for us. We are 2 down at Rosehill. 3 more races to come your way after the break.
Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We are having a good look at the Rosehill Gardens card this weekend. We've had a few early races and now it's time to bring the quaddie home with race 7, 8 and 9. So here is race number 7, round at handicap, 1,300 metres, benchmark 72, and a pretty wide open market here with Shake, the favourite, at $4. Run on well, both runs this time in. Tommy Berry sticks here. Terrace House on the second line, $4.60. Got through his first Sydney run in flying colours and they absolutely gapped third in that race. Tycoonist at $6.50, around the mark last few starts. Bazooka, a little bit of money there on Thursday, into $8. A nice return in the Gosford Guineas in heavy conditions. Made sharp improvement second up last preparation. We've got Blazer Trail at $9, resuming off another lengthy break. Has run home well in both of its trials. And then out to Rabbit Claws at $11. Looks ready now, third up, but draws wide here. But Shake Mike, $4 favourite. Terrace House, $4.60. We're looking at a nice open market here, race 7.
We are, and we went to the break potting favourites. We're going to come back from the break potting some favourites as well. Let's have a look at Shake. Oh, she's a hard horse to pot, isn't she? She tries so hard.
Yeah, good win.
She's so genuine. But this is a soft track. This is a Paul midweek race. And Kawakini to her inside is going just as well as her before she gets blocked. And she runs down a horse called Irish Angel who never hits the line like a powder puff. So she had to go past that horse. The rating's just not good enough for me, Stu.
OK, so what about those people that just say it did what it had to do and won?
That is a good point, and it's a genuine horse. And, yeah, possibly could be right, Stu.
Okay,
could be right.
Well, let's have a look at Bazooka. And, well, I was here this day in the Gosford Guineas, and this was the horse that just made a nice, sustained run here. They were all going, weren't they? The rain had come, the conditions deteriorated, but Forbidden Love won well this day. Malkovich's gone on and won to a good form line.
Yeah, not an easy race to tackle first up as well. You got some good, fit, on-pace, tough horses here. The tempo was strong. It came from the back. It ran on with a strong Waterhouse horse that ran well next start. Beat a horse with Saturday form, Reduced Image. It usually improves second up, Bazooka. And we've backed him before, so he's a very consistent type.
Yeah, OK, and Forbidden Love, one of the favourites there for the Magic Millions 3-year-old race this weekend. So let's have a look now at race number 7 in a little bit more detail. Running our little mini race there, top right-hand side of the screen, Mike. Terrace House got the form.
Yeah, very good form rating last time. Like the wet maybe, but still rates on top.
OK, so Terrace House there from a whole host of others. The favourite does have a little bit of ground to make up, as you said, but it does that with track distance and conditions.
Well, if it likes the 1,300 metres, we'll give it a gold bar, but soft to dry is a bit of a risk for us. Tycoonist wet to dry is good I think, and Blazer Trail should be OK, and Bazooka, dry track 1,300 metres is better for him. OK,
so a few positives there. What about the speed map here, Mike? Much bigger field than the first two races we've looked at.
Most OK. Bluff and Buster going back's a risk, and Jack the Lad first up, Waller, wide barrier, no.
OK, so Tycoonist out in front. You've just said no to one of those. There's Bazooka levelling up now, and of course Progression, but Shake's got some gold bars, Mike. I thought you were potting this one.
Oh, yeah, the last couple have, haven't they? Bazooka can definitely improve second up. Blazer Trail can improve between preps. It's a nice horse, and Shake, just the way she won so easily and found the line, you've got to give her some upside. OK, so Bazooka there throughout the ratings, and of course Tycoonist as well, but not a massive win on the ratings. It was only by a length there, $6.50, $8. There's a couple of those favourites, Mike, there. They're in behind Terrace House and Shake. They're not beaten far, but price-wise, you're saying that they are way too far unders on a Thursday night and you're not getting involved. Too short, wet track to dry track for Terrace House as well. Do not like that at all. Bazooka each way is the one for us. I've backed him so many times before, as people have reminded me this afternoon, including Simon Harrison on the radio. Hopefully does something on Saturday. All
right, we keep going back for a few we love on this show, but there's valid reasons for it. Let's have a look now. Race number 8. We're back to a sprint, 1,100 metres here, benchmark 78. Iron Jack handicap, and it's plenty of these. Well, they've got form around each other, including Sally's Day, who is the favourite here at $5. Form around Lillimore and Hibiscus Lady. McAvoy Sticks here off a freshen. Madam Legend on the second line, $5.50. Hit the lead before being run down by Dunbrody Power here on Boxing Day. Never Talk, or what a win that was, $6. 6 starts, 5 wins for the Chris Lees filly. Huge from the back in the heavy last start, running over Hibiscus Lady and Lillimore, so that's tying a bit more form in. And then out to Estrado and Brazen Gem at 16s, Mike. But we are going to start with the race where Dunbrody Power just had the win this day.
Smashed them, didn't it? You had to look at the times to work out what exactly happened this day. It was a very, very strange race. It was a pretty compact field, but the leaders went way too hard. And CJ Graham thought she was absolutely cruising with 300 metres to go, but they'd gone so hard, the first up, it was just too much for her. Brazen Gem was 3 wide, no cover, and very honest. JJ Dar, not too bad on the inside. Brody Power, look, I know she was strong, but everything was set up for her this day.
Okay, so let's run its own little race there, isn't it? There's a whole bunch of them that only a couple of lengths off.
Yeah, she came from the back, which suited on Saturday.
Okay, well, this is a race the other week where the track was deteriorating, Mike. And, well, Lilymore was out in front here, Hibiscus Lady right there. They weren't too far away in the end, but look at this. It's the one out the back, coming wide, never talk. This looks like a horse that absolutely loves the mud.
It loves the mud, and it's exciting win to watch as it comes to the outside. It's got a great winning record, surges home late, but it's a horse that's been very, very well placed. Both its peak ratings are on wet tracks off a strong tempo. And it's another favourite we're plotting, Stu.
Okay, so we've had a look at 2 replays there and 2 horses coming from off the speed. So maybe the speed map might be an interesting one to have a look at here on key factors. But as the form suggests here, Mike Brody Power, well, having a look at that replay, you said it was good. It was.
She might go to Queensland, but if she stays around, she can do something, light her up for form.
Okay, from a whole host of others here. So this looks like a nice little betting race, Mike. Track distance and conditions.
Look, Sally's Day's got some big peak ratings, dry track 1100 metres. She's beaten Madam Legend before. I think Madam Legend will be okay, judging by the power she had first up, and Lilymore, she should be okay too. Okay, so gold there for the favourite backers. They'd enjoy seeing that. We've got 3 here, and well, I said the speed map might be important, Mike, but it's not. Well, it's a fair bias, we think, and they all seem to find their spots. I don't mind the spot for Madam Legend, 1 out, 1 back, probably.
Okay, all right, and of course this time of year, Mike, these summer horses, who's got the progression?
Fitness told in the first up run she can improve into her prep, and she's probably the nicest type in the yard.
Okay, good point. So Madam Legend goes ahead there with progression and wins our little mini race by a length, but there's a few at value that were charging there late. But Madam Legend there, Mike, it's good. Well, it probably goes forward, as we know. Sally's Day, it's there. Brody Power. Not so much a speed map, as you said. Lilymore's there. Mike, there's a whole host of these here. So is it one we could go wide in?
Yeah, I think so. We're potting a favourite properly this time. Never Talks way down the ratings at $6, and we don't think she'll do anything on Saturday on a dry track if the rain comes. Maybe. Madam Legend, CJ, 1 out, 1 back. Hopefully the tempo suits this time. And JJ Dar back to a dry track. Big odds for her. Okay, so some real interesting track changes there from last start to this start. I think it's one of those races on a Thursday night. The bookies have got it wrong.
All right, nice. We can play in that race number 8, which leaves us with 1 more to go. The Rosehill Bowling Club handicap with Private Eye, the favourite. $3.20 here. 4 wins in a row now for the Almaher gelding, pretty much in all conditions. Smart Image at $3.50. The Smart Missile Colt drifted from $2.30 to $2.90 after the rain came at Kensington and safely held, beaten 5 lengths. Then look at that gap in the market, right out to Starler at $12. Running on solidly last couple, deserves a win, and the extra trip probably suits here. Tapario at $12 as well. Resume with a good win at Canterbury, beating Super Contender and Catapult. Draws a little awkwardly here in 10, but a lot of those horses with form around each other, Mike. But have a look at that. $3.20, $3.50, then way out to $12. Interesting betting race the last.
Yeah, the bookies have zoomed in onto 2 horses in particular. It's pretty clear on the pages there. Let's have a look at one of them. The one that's won a genuine Saturday race, because the other one hasn't. Private Eye by Almaher, bit of a robust type, quite strong as well. But the most likeable quality about this horse is that underwriting, he just keeps giving. Has to come to the inside this day, and a big, big final surge, Stu.
Yeah, really well ridden here. And of course, Regan Baylor straight up the inside. I like it how he had the audacity to do that as well and running away.
Oh, you're saying good ride, I'm saying good horse, mate. Any jockey would have got home on that horse. The question is wet to dry, and the other bigger question is tempo. If the tempo backs off, he may get out sprinted. Okay, now look, we've had a look at a lot of recent runs here tonight, but as we always do, you've plucked this one, mate. We're looking at Rover. I think this is just start number 2. And what are we saying here? Just had no luck. It's progressed so much in a year. What's going on? Well, have we forgotten about this horse? He's a son of Fastnet Rock. He's a big muscular type. He won on a dry Rosehill on debut. And this is his second up run, weaving up the inside. It's not the strongest benchmark Saturday race, but it is a benchmark Saturday race on a dry track. And he probably should have gone much closer to Julian Rock and completely penned last start. Hates the mud.
I like it, mate. You had to go back all the way through that horse's form to find that replay at just start number 2. Okay, race 9. We're looking to go home a winner here, Mike. The form in the last, well, we saw that winner, Private Eye. You're saying it's a good horse, and the key factors are lighting it up.
It's a great horse. Imagine him over a mile with a genuine tempo. We'd love to own him, Stu.
Oh, yes, we'd love to own some of those winners, wouldn't we, mate? What about track distance and conditions here? No love for the favourite there.
Well, no, just a bit of a risk if the tempo backs off. Well, that's speed map, sorry, but 1,350 metres not that much better, and dry track's a bit of a risk. Smart Image, look, I know dry track's probably better, but is it that much better? Catapult should like a dry track better, and Starla, she should be suited as well at home. Okay,
yeah, mate, interesting point about Smart Image. This is Saturday grade. It hasn't won there yet, and well, what does that do for a speed map here?
Well, yeah, this possible steady tempo is a big risk for Private Eye. Tapario near pace, should like it, and Bold and Wild drawn well. Rover's off the page, but he's getting a gold bar. You can't see him.
We can't see old Rover, but we can see Starla and Private Eye. They are winning this race by a length here, Mike. And, well, as progression goes, Private Eye, you're saying it's got more to give.
Oh, I can just keep talking about him, can I? I just really love the horse, but maybe not Saturday. Bold and Wild can improve. Not too bad last start, but the favourite's got the most upside over the long term, I think.
Okay, a lot of love for the horse. Maybe not as much as your favourite, Sunline, but Private Eye, a lot of love there in race number 9. And it is on top in the ratings here, Mike. There is Starla at $12. Okay, so you've let another favourite go in Smart Image. And where's your little mate Rover? Well, he's popping up at $26.
There it is. Look, Private Eye is going to run well. Like I said, tempo's a risk. If you want to back him, I'm not going to talk you out of him, but the odds are a bit short for me, so I'm playing Rover each way box seat. He should do something on Saturday.
All right, we'll Rove in the last with Rover at nice odds there to finish the day. There's a look at 5 races at Rosehill this weekend. Plenty more coming after the break, all the other best bets, and of course the $100 hot seat. We're looking to get in the profit for 2021. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We have had a look at 5 races at Rosehill Gardens this weekend, but that was only 5. There's plenty more to go. The Rosehill Bowling Club handicap at the end of the day is where a lot of punters might be heading, Mike. I'm due to get back out the track. It's been a few weeks for me, mate, but race 1 to 9, where are we playing here?
We're starting off a bit French and hopefully very rich. Remark just wins $1.65. Those trials, geez, they were so good. Talier, I think if she parades well or better second up, she can win. Mother's Mercy, back to a dry track. Vadian, on pace, hard to beat. Star Spangled Rodeo, very interesting first up. Won fresh last time. Orsian, don't give him up third up. He can do something at $10. Bazooka each way player of the day. Madam Legend, the better of the day. And Rover, the roughie of the day. Okay, so some nice odds there for the bet and each way plays of the day. And well, $100 hot seat time, Mike. I know you nailed one last week. Well, you wanted it to be 40 each way. I think you had on some covered Spirit nosed out for third. You've gone wider this week. Yeah, that was bad. I'm not sure about that horse. One win. Maybe I'll leave her out next time. This looks a bit soft on the screen, doesn't it? $20 Bazooka, $15 Tycoonist. And cover on Satin Rue. We didn't talk about her big, powerful Rosehill type. The barrier's a risk, but she can do something. Madam Legend, Sally's Day to beat the Wet Trackers, and Brazen Gem, JJ Dara the Roughies. And the best roughie is race 9, Rover, $26.
All right, okay, so spreading it nice and wide there in race 7 and 8 for the $100 hot seat. That's all from us. We hope you have your winning day out at Rosehill Gardens. Head to theraceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling. See how your horse is going to go this weekend at Rosehill.
Enjoy the weekend.